Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Marcus here again, preparing myself to go to bed, but I've been having some things on my mind, some thoughts that requires that I share with you. Most recently, we've been talking about the coronavirus. We've been talking about the murder of George Floyd. And this is during a political season. We're looking for new representation. And for this, I want to talk to the American people. I want to speak to the American people. First of all, I want to talk to black people. Black people, for 400 years, we've been here oppressed. 400 years we've been oppressed. Here in America, we've had 45 presidents. They say one of them tried to free us. I don't know if the story is true or not. You really don't know what is what. We do know this. We're still not free. Even if they said on paper we are free. Even if they say on paper today we're free. George Floyd, death proved that we are not free. We are under the same bondage we were under 400 years ago. Now, white people, listen. You remember when the West was being built up? You remember your comrades, your white friends. You know what they used to do? They used to start stuff with the natives, with what they call the Indians. And they would give Indians guns to kill you. And right now, they are selling guns to everybody. All of your enemies, people who you say are terrorizing you, your white brothers and sisters are selling guns to those people. So if they ever get angry with you, they can use those guns against you. We just said the other day we had people in Washington, D.C. or some of these places that didn't have an identifying information representing police departments. I used to hear about that. That's when they were taking soldiers from foreign countries to bring them into another country to abuse people who own children might not abuse them. So beware of this stuff. Now, what I'm trying to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, is this. Especially still at the white people. We've only had one black president. Now, he wasn't the greatest as far as doing great things for presidents, for black people. He wasn't that great. He didn't do any more for us than he did for you. Let me say that again. Barack Obama did not do any more for us than he did for you. In fact, anything that's ever been done for black people, white people profited from it more. Now, what is my point? To black people, all of the presidents we've ever had, and we are still slaves. No respect. John F. Kennedy didn't bring us any more respect. They killed him for whatever he was trying to do. He wasn't on their side, so they killed him. Who else? This thing with Johnson, and this Poor People's Campaign, and any efforts that were made, excuse me, ooh, excuse me, benefited everybody. That's good. So anytime you try to do something for black people, you're going to benefit everybody. You benefit other people, they ain't doing nothing for black people. So what I'm saying to you black people here in America today, the ones that's living and not as old as I am, we had Bill Clinton for president 2 terms. In each one of those terms, we as black people were oppressed. You might have called Bill Clinton the first black president, but that first black president didn't do anything to relieve your oppression. George W. Bush, you kept him, another white man. He was under the name of a Republican. He served 8 years. Did he do anything for black people? Or, well, no, he didn't. You're still under the same oppressive regime. So, Barack Obama comes in. He was one to put in there so white people could pretend like they were fair, like the United States was cool, because they had a black president. Now you can stop talking about racism. And they were going to start trying to get Miss Clinton in. That didn't work. And all that stuff backfired because it was no good from the jump street. I'm saying this to you, all of America. As bad as Clinton was, as bad as Bush was, as bad as Barack Obama was, neither of them was as bad as the 45th. The 45th president, ladies and gentlemen, he's not just upset at black people. He's upset at all people. This white man, a Republican, president of the United States, calling military people, calling for 10,000 military people with guns and bayonets and tanks to get on the streets of the United States of America and go intimidate everybody that's out there, blacks, people of color, poor people, minorities, whites, everybody. See, ladies and gentlemen, you have put up with this stuff for so long till you got a white man in office now calling himself president of the United States who disrespects everything that you've stood for and does not care any more for you than he does the black man. He's just using the black man to make it seem like he cares more for you, trying to get you on his side. But this man will kill all of you. So I'm saying to you, as bad as you might think Barack Obama was, now you know he was like a saint compared to this devil they got in the White House now. My point is this. There is only one way to be sure. It's no need. Don't think that Biden got anything to offer. Biden is just another white man that goes into the office with black people still under the same oppressive regime that they've already been under, and a Congress up there, whether it's the Senate or the House, you're going to have nothing but arguings up there. And for the next 40 years, the next 400 years, we'd be sitting up here still doing the same old thing if we can't see this mark right now. Now is the moment. Now is the moment for black people, minorities, people of color, poor people, white people to come together and fix this system in America. And I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, there's no way that you can fix a system and call it fixed if it leaves anybody out. If it says that some got and some don't. No, especially if all require. No way, Jose. So I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, there's no way. All of you brothers and sisters out there, I hear you Republicans saying that you're not a Trump Republican, but you're still a Republican. You're still a conservative. And your conservative views leave a lot of people suffering. So I don't give a stank about your conservative views. Your conservative views is just like Donald Trump. Let me say it to you again. You Republicans out there who say you're not a Trumper, but you are conservative, I want you to know that your conservative views are no different than Donald Trump to the people that's out here hurting. You hear me? So there's no difference. So if you come back here talking about doing something, but we can't fix this problem because some people are not, whatever excuse you come up with, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I say to you. We already see what Donald Trump is. He's a misfit. Joe Biden, you don't know. This is what I say. We do not need anybody standing up before us saying, as your next president, I'm going to do this, and asking us to believe them. Tell them to go to hell. If you want to run this nation, tell us exactly what you can do based upon what we want. So basically, you got to ask us what we want. Yeah. And then find out and say how you going to fix it. We don't want you to promise us that you can do it. We don't want Biden promising he can do something. He's probably might be just like Trump. We don't want any president or a candidate for president promising us nothing. We want to tell you what we want done. What do we want done? This is what we want done. We want everybody who's in this country to have food, clothing, and shelter guaranteed. That's what we want. We want everybody to have education unlimited and unrestricted. That's what we want. We want everybody in this country to have health care from the womb to the tomb. That's what we want. We want peace and prosperity and freedom. We want joy in our lives, and we want the fulfillment of our dreams. We want our wants, our needs, and our desires met. This is what we demand from America. And any candidate wants to be president of the United States or senator must show in writing how they can pursue and input their gifts and talents in this particular pursuit and how it can assist in making it be real in our lives. Forget you about telling us what you're going to promise us, you lying snake. We want what I just mentioned to you. If you can do it, put it on paper and show it to us. And then come back and we'll see. We'll question you and see if we want you up there taking a chance before us. No more Donald Trumps ever. No more lying people. No, we through with that stuff. And ladies and gentlemen, if you can't do that for everybody, if you can't do that for every citizen in this country, as spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people, as a voice, as I can see it, speaking for the beauty of love, if you can't do that for all people, you deserve every piece of hell Donald Trump can give you. I declare, if you can't stand up for the rights of every man, you deserve every piece of stank you can get. Now, this wasn't intended to make you angry. I'm just telling you the truth. This is, you shall reap what you sow. The seed you plant determines the fruit you get. And if you can't plant the fruit of love, then you don't deserve no love. So, when Trump out there and the church, the fundamentalist Christians, the evangelical, right-wing, conservative, out there talking about God, riding on the wings of Satan. And Trump, I know you're not the real devil, but I know it seems as if everything you've been studying came out of the devil's book. So if we want to try to refer to you without going through all that kind of name calling, we just call you the devil, and everybody know who you are. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when you go to those polls in November, you better have your mind made up, and I hope you don't be going to the polls to vote for Trump or Biden. I hope you would have stood up on your hind legs and leaned forward and told the candidates what you want and asked them for their proposal, how they're going to perform it, and then reviewed it, discussed it, and show where they're going to fall short and lift it up so American people can hear it. We don't need another person talking about, I promise you I'll do this. I promise you I'll do that. You lying snake, take your stuff somewhere in the grass and down a hole and hide. Woo! Well, anyway, I think I'll go to bed now. I'm fussed enough. Talk to you tomorrow. Goodbye.